Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mecha Rewatch, and we're going to be going over episode 18 and 19 of Gundam Wing.
Yeah, good episodes. Good.
Yeah.
Solid stuff.
Definitely building off of what we saw in episode 17.
Yeah, here we get the fundamental theses of the show. Actually,
Yeah, we kind of do.
we're in it now.
We're in the thick of it now.
Yeah,
it's all down a very long hill from here because we still got the better part of like 30 episodes ish to go.
Sure do. 25. Oh, is it 50? Yeah, it is 50.
It's 49.
Yeah.
So, and if we subtract the, I think, 2 recap episodes,
You got like 28 episodes to go.
so it's still the better part of 30. But
Yeah.
not exactly 30. Anyhow, we start episode 8 in space.
The final frontier.
Yeah, with
Uncorrupted by capitalism.
and many other things. With the Chill Lady Un's shuttle arriving as she's briefed on the Gundam engineers. Notably, as she's being briefed, she has like a psychotic break?
Yeah, these 2 episodes are gonna start getting into... She has like multiple personalities / drug. There are 2 Lady Uns, and they aren't really like aware of each other.
No, like literally not even aware of...
Yeah.
Like they have,
And nobody else around. They all seem to think that the like nice Lady Un is like an act she puts on.
yeah.
They
for the
don't get...
politicians.
Yeah, like her lads will run up and be like, there's a thing you need to respond to, and she just gives them like this blank stare, like, what are you talking about? I'm not a military commander. And then she'll like, it's not this scene, but I think it's the next scene, like she like snaps out of it and becomes evil Lady Un again.
Well, she snaps out when they mention that it's an order from like Colonel Trey's.
Yeah, and she has this very weird like go to black and white like
psychotic break almost.
Yeah, it's like she's a Manchurian candidate and Colonel Trey's is her like activation word.
Yeah. Kill the Prime Minister!
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. So she wants them to build a weapon to surpass Gundam.
Yeah.
She wants them to build a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. She wants them to
Build a weapon worthy of Oz.
Yeah.
Which, however you want
to meme that. It's very memeable.
It is. She wants the bestest Gundam. Like, well, she doesn't want a Gundam, specifically. She wants the best mobile suit.
She wants a Gundam killer, essentially.
Yeah, it's essentially what she wants, yes.
And the Gundam engineers originally are like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, why would we do that? We'd rather die. That would be stupid.
And then Ketra's shuttle conveniently rolls up in what is about to be an active combat zone, and they notice...
Well, Ketra's shuttle is what's making it an active combat zone. The Alliance forces go out to...
Oh, yeah, go out to meet him.
Yeah.
And they... Notably, Ketra's unconscious through all this.
Yes.
He was wounded in the engagement on Earth, and he has not recovered, and is probably not... That recovery has been set back some ways.
Right. And is...
we will see.
Presumably dreaming of shonen anime, because...
Yeah. He gives friendship speeches in his sleep.
Yeah, he does. We can all work together, is like, he just keeps repeating it, and they're like, he's also like broadcasting on Hiro Yui's frequency.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of an odd, like, okay, whatever. But like Dr. J is the one who like notices the frequency and is like,
yeah, I think because he originally thinks that maybe it's Hito in the shuttle.
So also we get, because they see the shuttle coming in, and Lady Un is like, just blow it up, whatever. And then Dr. J is like, no, throw me the communicator. And Lady Un is just like, sure. Like,
and we were both like,
why? They've already betrayed you once. Why? Why would you do that? Like,
they disabled the generator on your entire space station.
Yeah, and I get that you're keeping them alive, like, to make them build you a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. But why would you, like, just toss him the communicator like he doesn't have some sort of plot, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, because notably, I think his original plan, because again, I think he thinks that Hiro is the one in that shuttle, and he is thinking, I need to tell Hiro because Hiro can turn that shuttle and crash it right into this bridge that we're all sitting on.
Kill everyone and solve every problem. Like,
and he'll do it because he's Hiro.
Right, and then that's not what
But
happened.
nope, it's Ketra, and he's like, well, fuck. Okay, I guess we're building you a weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
and in order to save Ketra, we're gonna do this for you.
And then she orders him to be blown up anyway, when they're, like, off-screen.
Well, sure does the Alliance forces to be blown up.
But
that also involves blowing Ketra up because they're... it's confusing.
She basically just says, yo, no, you can straight kill him.
Yeah. Well, there's some confusion, because the guy in the field, like, wants to, but the guy on the comms doesn't want to, but then Lady On is like, nah, just do it.
Well, the guy in the comms is, like, overheard the deal. And
Yeah.
Like, no, there's a deal in place.
Right, and then Lady On's like, nah, we're betraying those guys. What are you talking about? Like, this episode does get confusing like that in multiple points of, like, there's just a lot of people going back on what they said.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And, like, okay, they're all just treacherous bastards. But also, like, it makes things confusing. Because are you betraying them? Are you making a mistake? Are you just being... There's also going to be a point later where she kind of betrays someone, but also is just being silly about it, as it turns out. She makes a joke.
Oh, notably, we did kind of jump ahead a little bit.
Yeah, we skipped some stuff.
But that's because there's kind of two... This is one of those episodes where there's two separate...
There's an A plot and a B plot.
Yeah. And this is technically the B plot.
Yes.
The A plot is... So, we go back to the beginning of the A plot with Trey's talking to Zex after Zex presumably got captured after failing to fight off 90 mobile suits.
One presumes.
He's being led in cuffs, and then one guy says those cuffs won't be necessary.
Yeah.
And then
the Tuggies is remarkably intact for having lost. I don't think he lost. I think he won and turned himself in.
Yeah.
Entirely possible.
He killed all the mobile suits and then said to the carriers, I surrender.
Yeah.
They're like,
okay, we accept.
We accept.
Well,
as we see here, Zex is kind of conflicted.
Sorta, yeah.
A little bit. But...
Well, he thinks he's gonna be court-martialed. He's like, I accept, you're gonna court-martial me, I did a dumb thing.
And Trace is like, so, here's how I'm gonna get you off this court-martial.
Well, first he's just like, you're a power for the Rockefeller Foundation. Court-martial not gonna be a problem. Well, rich people get you off, it'll be okay. And Zex says, I can't fight for the Rockefeller Foundation anymore. And that's when Trace is like, oh, that's a problem.
I need you to become a martyr.
Yeah, now I need you to be a martyr.
Go die for me, Zex.
You being court-martialed would, like, suck for publicity, so I need you to, like, die in battle. It's unclear how much of that he says out loud, because it's not all of it, because a lot of... His lips are not moving, he's just thinking, wouldn't it be great if Zex got martyred right now?
Well, he does say, I need you to go die then and be a martyr. And then he expands upon that in his head.
Yeah.
That we can hear, because we're all telepaths here in the audience.
Yeah, we sure are. That's gonna come up later, too. There might be some new types here, and we're just not...
No, again, I think she literally just had a communications device set up near her chair. Anyway.
We'll get to it. But yeah. And then... What happens after this? Is this where we get the mobile doll stuff?
Yeah, because notably, after Trace does that, it shows him, like, walking... Because as this discussion is happening, he's, like, walking on a castle enclosing a testing ground where they're testing mobile doll technology.
On Earth. It apparently doesn't work as well on Earth. You have to, like, hook it up to these, like...
Because space apparently doesn't have any obstructions.
Or something. You have to... Mobile dolls have issues with targeting. That's gonna be really relevant.
That's gonna be extremely relevant.
I think that might be what's going on here. Is I think they're having trouble getting them not to just shoot the ground.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going on.
It's distinctly possible.
But yeah, it's like this live fire test. They shoot some tanks and some targets, and they have these like Evangelion rigs where the like lines are hooked up to the base.
They got these massive like data cables running all the way back up to the control room.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a random Leo is attacking the mobile dolls.
Yeah.
Well, because notably the two villains, because Tubarov, the chief engineer, and then Marquis, I don't remember what his name is, the guy who's the head of the Romefeller Foundation. Yeah. Villainous McGoatee beard.
Correct.
Both start smarming villainously about their this glorious mobile doll technology.
Yeah, and they're like they'll replace the soldiers on the front lines. We won't need people anymore.
We instead of sending peasants to die on the front lines, we can use machines to kill them wholesale.
Yeah, that's basically that's it. But yeah, they get attacked by this single Leo, and they're like, aha, good, another test for the mobile dolls. Have them kill it.
And then Trey's is like, yo, it's me. And then everyone's like, stop firing, it's
Trey's. And then Trey's is like, I'm betraying you. And they're like, I guess shoot him.
And then Trey's goes, guys in the base, shoot Tubarov for me.
Yeah, shoot Tubarov for me. And then he defeats the mobile dolls. And then is like, now that I'm victorious, there's no more need to shoot Tubarov. Also, I've proved to you that humans are still relevant.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
As in your the lower ranks of your organization, the people you rely on to get all this to work, are more loyal to me than they are to you.
Yeah, it's kind of clever. It's kind of weird.
It's like,
and then they just kind of let him get away with it. They're just like, oh, he makes some really good points. Like,
well, yeah, Tubarov gets a little like about this, but what's his face from the Romefeller Foundation?
The other guy is just like, oh, Trace is the best. Oh, he's so cool. This is why we have this guy.
See, this is why we decided to have him lead our militant faction.
Yeah, that's why he's the guy.
This is why we bankrolled him.
Mm-hmm. He also gets out of his cockpit and like hangs off his mech, like shining with one knee up. It's very
he's very like knight in shining armory.
Yeah, man, Trace is a guy.
He is a guy. So then that's when we go back to like Ketra and all that nonsense that happens.
That stuff.
And we'll even just go ahead and wrap up that B plot just so we can continue talking about, because there's not much more to it.
No.
The Alliance guys are dying to the mobile dolls. The one Alliance guy who is already at the shuttle realizes that the shuttle is kind of an obvious target, so he constructs a cunning plan.
He does.
He notably at first. So what happens is at first we see they're lining up to attack the shuttle, and then the shuttle attacks the Taurus that was the Alliance Taurus.
Ejects the Alliance Taurus and shoots it.
Yeah, they say it shoots it, but in reality what it is he placed some explosives to blow like the arm and legs off of it.
Right.
Conveniently leaving the entire cockpit compartment intact.
But making it look destroyed.
And that like the shuttle had done it.
Yeah.
And then
they destroy the shuttle.
starting to fly away.
Yeah.
And then they shoot the shuttle down, and then you find out, no, it's Alliance guy was piloting
Alliance guy is piloting the shuttle, and Ketra is in the intact cockpit.
Intact cockpit of the Leo, still mumbling in his sleep about friendship.
Sure is. So that's that.
So that's that plot. So then we go to Zex getting ready to die.
Yeah, well, so the orders are that there's a bunch of are these supposed to be Alliance remnant forces?
Something like that. I don't know specifically.
Yeah, it's unclear.
But the force is 50 Ares and
like 20 cancers.
Yeah, and 20 cancers.
And we know that he's weak to cancers because he was slightly less effective against that one guy in a cancer earlier.
Yeah, which is why they brought less of them.
Unclear why he couldn't just fly away from the water.
Well, they did show that they
have missiles.
Yeah, they do have surface-to-air missiles.
But still.
Just run them. He's proven that you can avoid the missiles.
Run it. You're 3 times faster than an ordinary Leo. Just leave.
Well, he does.
I mean, he does, but like,
he does
just leave sooner.
He does put up a fight.
And he fights. There's a big fight.
He slays many of them.
He does.
The vast majority of them, I'd wager.
Yeah. He so many so that he loses count.
He loses count fairly quickly.
He sure does.
He kills like 5 and then he loses count. And I'm like, dude, you still got 5 fingers left. Come on, man.
The important thing here is that his helmet starts cracking.
Under the pressure?
Yeah, it is unclear.
Yeah,
as he gets shot,
this
cracks form in his helmet.
Yeah, and this has confused me for a while, because it's like...
It makes no sense.
Yeah, that's not how any of that works.
It is unclear why his helmet cracks, but his helmet... it's unimportant. His helmet is symbolic. Like, it is cracking because his friendship with Treize is breaking. It has nothing to do with the battle.
And basically he says, I'll go along with your schemes, Treize, right up until this mask breaks.
Right. And then it does. And that's the thing. And he gets, like... severely damaged, but like kind of gets away. He crash lands, kind of.
Yeah. He crash lands, and we actually end the episode with him washed up on a beach.
In a way that presumably causes the people attacking him to think that he's dead.
Yeah. And again, he is washed up on a beach, and then we cut to episode 19.
Yeah.
Where we have a new opening blurb.
Sure do.
Which means I can also... I forgot to mention this, the episode 17 when he showed up again, but the narrator that has been giving all these exposition blurbs is voiced... that is Campbell Lane.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been in some stuff.
Got a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. He died in 2014, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
Notable roles include... Babylon 5, The Legend of the Rangers, To Live and Die in Starlight.
Not some of the better Babylon 5 content.
No, but he was in that as an uncredited alien captain. I think he's probably best... No. Apparently, according to IMDb, he is known for being Old Man Goslin in Dreamcatcher, Frank Jewett in Needful Things... One of the...
This one has confused me.
So he's listed as hybrid in Battlestar Galactica Razor.
And if you've seen Battlestar Galactica, you know that the hybrids are all women in bathtubs. So I'm unclear how he we think it's one of the, because they have a bunch of, voices melded together. And it must be that he's one of the under voices or something. Because it doesn't make any sense that he actually played a hybrid.
But I think most people from... our generation are going to remember his voice from being
probably
the voice...
from He-Man.
No. From Transformers Beast Wars. His Rampage.
That's fair. He is also Rampage in Transformers.
But he's also in the Roswell Conspiracies, Aliens, Myths, and Legends.
A TV show that actually sounds like it might have been kind of fun.
Yeah. It ran for 40 episodes. On Kids WB?
We think. Probably.
That is where we could trace it to.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, we went on a journey to figure out where that show came from. He was also, many of you, all 6 of you who watched MVP, Most Valuable Primate.
Yeah.
I'm one of you, so all other 5 of you, you'll recognize him as Melvin. Except I don't even... I know I've watched the movie a couple times. I don't remember any of the characters in that movie. Because it's a garbage movie. And he was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show, as Lord Bilious.
Yup.
That's the thing he was. Oh, and I can't forget, he was also in a Marvel production.
That is technically true.
He was in... a movie that most of you probably don't know ever existed because it was a TV movie in 1998 called Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, not Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury.
Nope.
This was David Hasselhoff Nick Fury. And Campbell Lane was Baron von Strucker.
Yup. So, the true Nick Fury, of course, David Hasselhoff.
Well, some would argue because like comics and stuff, because the Nick Fury in the comics, well, one of the Nick Furies in the comics is white.
Well, they reoriented around Samuel Jackson because people liked him so much.
No, they didn't actually. Well, they did, but they didn't. That white Nick Fury is still Nick Fury. Black Nick Fury that is Samuel L. Jackson and also appears in other Marvel stuff is Nick Fury Jr.
Sure.
Well, no, I know this because that they also brought Coulson into the main canon.
Yeah.
Of like Earth 616 canon and stuff. Anyway, that's all for a discussion for perhaps a different podcast. Not ours.
Yeah,
but another podcast.
Nick Fury cast, where we talk exclusively about
a Marvel
Nick
podcast Fury. That discusses all that kind of stuff. There are many out there. I'm sure you'll find one that discusses this very subject.
You can Google it.
Yeah. No, but episode 19, after the new opening blurb, we are right back to Zex, waking up, wounded in bed, at Duo's Outer Heaven.
Sure is.
And we know this because Hawaiian Shirt Mechanic is the guy who opens the door. We don't know which letter this doctor is yet.
Nope.
All the doctors have letters.
But we do get revealed here that he's one of the original Tallgeese designers.
Yeah, which all of the Gundam pilots, all the Gundam engineers are the original Tallgeese designers.
That was in last episode, right? Where
they revealed that they're all the original design team.
They all ran off after
this is where he reveals that he was the sixth guy on the design team.
Mm-hmm. Kind of unfair that Duo got two.
Yeah.
Duo's cheating a bit. I mean, I guess that's why he's called Duo.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Maybe. I mean, he didn't design a Gundam, though. This guy's presumably the mechanical engineer that made sure everything worked.
Maybe. Is this where we get the weird speech?
Well, he restores the Tallgeese.
Well, yeah, and they talk about, like, are those rockets get it to space? Yes.
Yes, and you should go there.
And you should go there, because space is the place.
Because he mentions, he's like, I never expected to pick up Zex Marquise, and he's like, that man is dead. And he goes, oh, I suppose he is then. Yeah,
he's like, alright, whatever,
so,
you get some shit going on.
So he tells Miliardo to go up to space.
Just tell Miliardo to go up to space.
So Miliardo Peacecraft, no longer his dead name now.
Yeah.
Zex is the new dead name.
And, that guy.
Yeah. So then we get another exposition blurb.
Yeah.
And then we get Chill Lady on wanting...
Is this the exposition blurb that's actually a speech being given by Hero? Or is it later?
That's later.
Okay. Because that one's
or
a
maybe,
hell of... No, that's here. Or was it last episode? Hero's enrolled in another school. It's just like what he does. I think it's this episode. I think it's the beginning of this episode.
It's not the beginning of this episode. No, it's end of last episode. Before, yeah. Because Hero gives his, like, dissertation.
He gives this lengthy speech about the nature of war
and conflict,
and stuff.
especially pertaining to the colonies themselves.
He repeats himself a lot. It's very weird.
It seems very much like an essay that I would have written.
Yeah, it sounds like he is trying to make a word count.
Yeah, like in order to pad a word count, I'm going to restate my main theses multiple times and
without ever actually... It's bad writing, right? Because if you do actually have a word count you expound upon your points rather than repeat them.
But if you're too lazy to do that, or a bad writer...
because he doesn't give any evidence for the things he says, he just says them again. And then his teacher, like, cuts him off. It's like, your speech is weird, stop it. And we find out that he's enrolled under the name Duo Maxwell.
Yes, now we go back to episode 19.
Yeah. And it's going to be relevant that he enrolled in school and is hanging out as Duo.
Chill Lady wants the colonies to outsource to Oz for all their military might.
Yeah, which is fair.
This is when she has the psychotic break. It wasn't last episode. It's this episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they mentioned that they spotted Duo shuttle.
Yeah, and she's just like, "What are you talking about? Well, I'm peace." And then
they're like, "No."
Well, because the guy comes up and tries to be subtle. He's like,
"Yeah,
we need you in the command center or whatever," and she's like, "What command center?" And it's like, we have the package for you. And she's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, we've spotted a Gundam pilot.
Yeah, we spotted a shuttle or something. I don't think he says Gundam.
No, yeah, we spotted a suspicious shuttle. We need to, like, get your take on it, kind of thing.
And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then they're like, it's an order from His Excellency. Yeah. And she's like,
His Excellency.
His Excellency. And
literally, kill the Prime Minister.
Yeah, literally her eyes, like, shift.
Yeah.
And she turns into, like, other Lady Un. And
evil Lady Un.
And puts the uniform on and does her hair differently. Like... Yeah.
And puts the glasses back on.
So weird. Yeah, and puts the glasses back on. One presumes the glasses, like, contain her other personality. It's so odd. It's so
And it's not
weird.
Well expanded upon.
No, we don't get a good explanation of what's going on here, ever.
No. So...
I still think it is some kind of Manchurian candidate. Trace is just brainwashed Lady Un so that she can be sent as a sleeper agent.
Surprise.
Like,
anyway, they so a bunch of Oz mobile suits then go up to the pod.
Yeah, okay, touches it.
They touch the pod and then lose the hand that touched the pod
and the rest of their mobile suit.
And then the other two guys closest to the pod then lose their mobile suits.
Yeah,
and then the pod
because this pod contains Gundam Death Scythe, and it uses the eponymous Death Scythe to scythe death.
Until, of course, there is nothing living which it can slay, because the mobile dolls come in and proceed to kick the shit out of Duo.
And as we all know, Death Scythe only works upon the living. The soulless can defeat it.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because they like beat him. But then the guy who, like, commands the mobile dolls, who's actually, like, in charge of the mobile doll unit or whatever and gives them their orders, he places the final shot and he's like, you're lucky I'm not a mobile doll, because he's aiming at Duo's, like, cockpit and then, like, shifts and instead destroys the eponymous Death Scythe along with its arm to, like, disable he's like, you're lucky I'm not a mobile doll, because as we've found out, it's been mentioned, mobile dolls are just super ruthless. Like, they don't care, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
They're AI. They're trained to kill. Like, okay.
And notably,
it's gonna get weirder later. But that part's
notably,
reasonable.
the other thing is, they ask Lady Un what she wants them to do with the pilot.
Oh yeah, this is so weird. And she
says, and I quote, "If he's ugly, let him live."
Yeah, but if he's attractive and might garner sympathy, kill him.
Yeah. And then
the guy who's with her like sub lieutenant or whatever, is as baffled as we are.
He's like,
and is like, what kind of order is that?
Yeah, he goes,
and she's like, I'm just kidding. Like,
no, she doesn't say I'm just kidding.
She does. She pulls it back. She's like, nah, didn't mean it. She does. She's very explicit about that. And he's like, oh, okay.
To see if that's right, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm just joshing with you here at the command of this military unit that's doing great.
Because I thought that right there is when she expounds upon if he garners sympathy, then we.
Yeah, she goes through all that, and then at the end she's like,
no, like that. If he garners sympathy, that's. She says that part after he says, "Really, kill him? Don't kill him if he's ugly."
Yeah, and then he's still just, like, utterly baffled, and she's like, don't worry about it.
Well, anyway, doesn't really matter much.
Anyway, they don't kill him. Presumably that means Duo's ugly.
No, they do kill. They're going to execute him.
But they don't kill. No, her whole thing is to whether or not to kill him in the field. It's about whether or not the people will see him and be sympathetic is her thing.
All right, well.
So presumably this means Duo's ugly.
Okay.
Which I disagree. But he's got that cool ponytail.
Anyhow, well, it's a braid. It's not a ponytail.
Sure.
Oh, there's a distinct difference between a braid and a ponytail. Anyway, so yeah, Duo's mech is literally disarmed. He attempts to self-detonate with a killer line.
He does. This is a great line. He has a very. It's like.
oh, I guess I'll take you all with me on my trip down to hell. And then he slams
the button and it doesn't work.
and then he slams it again.
His line before that is pretty savage, too, because he's like, oh, I don't want to copy Hero Yui, but this is my only option.
He's like, yeah. Well, yeah, because he basically is like, well, if the suit's almost done, which means I am too.
Yeah.
I don't want to copy Hiro, but...
this is what I gotta do. And then, yeah, if I'm going out, take you with me. And then it doesn't work.
Take you with me down to hell, smacks the button. Down to hell, smacks the button. Yeah. Except he doesn't
say the line twice, but he just, like, hit the button repeatedly. It just doesn't work, and he's captured.
And if you're ever thinking about reviving the abridged series for this, listen, that scene, he totally needs to repeat the line, and you need to do it more than just twice.
Hell.
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah. So he gets captured.
Yep.
And Troa catches this all in newscast with the most villainous camera angle.
He sure does.
He's like completely underlit, and he's like looking down at the camera, and he's like,
casual look of superiority.
And he has like the casual look of superiority, and he goes like he just makes like a noise like this is not going according to my plans. And then he basically is like, I'm too far away to do anything about this. But you know who isn't too far away? Hiro said he was gonna, or Hiro, like the colony Hiro went to is around there.
Yeah.
He'll probably do something about it.
It'll be fine.
So, yeah, then we see, we see Hiro catching the newscast and is basically like,
loose ends, gotta go fix that.
Yep. Guess I'll have to go kill somebody.
Yep. Basically.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah, he cold cocks a dude after distracting him with produce to slip aboard a supply vehicle.
He distracts him with a zero gravity cabbage.
And then knocks him unconscious.
Yep.
I thought it looked more like a celery than a cabbage.
It was round.
It was round bottom, but it like had like
I would allow a lettuce.
Yeah, maybe a type of lettuce.
Might have just been iceberg lettuce.
Yeah, might have just been iceberg lettuce. Some form of vegetable.
Maybe it's a space vegetable. They've been crossbreeding.
Some sort of green. Some sort of leafy green.
Yeah, he throws a leafy green at a man to distract him at the cold cocks guy.
Notably, doesn't throw it, just let it drift in 0G towards the guy suspiciously.
Well, in 0G, that is a throw.
I guess so. But the guy's like, the heck?
Yeah.
And then gets just dropped.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. Oz is parading the captured Gundam around like it's...
Or just transfer... There's people yelling at it like they've come out to, like, protest the Gundam. Because the story that everyone in the colonies has been fed is that, yeah, Oz and the colonies are going to make peace, and these Gundam pilots are screwing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. I mean, that's just true currently.
Yes, that is true.
And then, but yeah, they've come out to like protest the Gundam as it's being, again, presumably like taken from the hangar to their holding facility or whatever.
Yeah, to be researched or reverse engineered or whatnot.
And Duo is there too. They beat him up.
Yeah, they beat Duo up. This is where they tell him he's going to be executed.
Yes.
Then they toss him in a cell. He's in the cell for approximately 10 seconds, and then the door opens up. A guard is shoulder flipped into the cell, and then Hiro's there.
And then points a gun at him.
And he's like, you're gonna kill me.
Sweet. I guess it's fitting it should be you. And he like puts himself up against the wall, and then Hiro's finger starts to squeeze the trigger.
And he's like, wait, you're actually gonna do it?
Yeah. You're actually gonna shoot me? It's
a very duo moment.
It's very good.
Duo.
And then Hiro is like, oh, I guess that would be a dick move. All right, fine, I'll break you out.
Here's the tiny gun. I get the big gun.
Yeah, you take the little one.
Yeah.
And then then they have Duo's like, so what's your escape plan?
Like,
well, he says, where's your Gundam? And Hiro's like, I didn't bring it because it would be too conspicuous.
Yeah, I left it on Earth.
Yeah,
because otherwise I would have gotten caught like you.
And he says, well, what's your escape plan? He says, I didn't. I planned to just kill you. I don't have an escape plan for us.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that scans.
That scans, yeah.
Which, yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
Is...
So then Hero's like, but I did bring these, and blows up like half the space station.
Sure does. Which Oz is immediately like, oh, something bad is happening. Quick, check the prisoner. He's gone. Yup.
And they're like, okay, well, the only place that isn't getting blown up is
the, like, mobile suit hangar. They must be going there.
And the guy's like, activate the mobile dolls. They'll take them out. And he's like, but sir, they have target recognition problems, and who cares about that? They're killing me.
Well, he doesn't say they have target recognition problems. He says, won't they have targeting issues, like, with civilians in the area?
Yeah.
And he says, they're machines of annihilation. And it's like,
yes.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And it will be the problem.
It will become a very big problem.
Yeah, sure will.
A very big problem. And also kind of a mild, dark comedy moment.
Oh, a little bit. And also, like, Oz deserves this for how badly their AI is designed.
So we actually skipped to a completely different battle with the Gundam pilot involved.
Sure do.
Wu Fei is attacking an Oz base?
He's attacking the colony...
I don't know if it's a colony, because it's got a giant beam cannon built into the center of it.
Yeah, the colonies aren't supposed to have those, are they? No, this is Oz's Lagrange point base. Or whatever.
That's right. Yeah,
we did gloss over they have a base at Lagrange point, unspecified which one. There are multiple. For those who don't know orbital mechanics, there are many Lagrange points. This one's just the one. Lagrange points are very convenient. They're places that you can put a thing that is, like, functionally, quote unquote, stationary in orbit. But yeah, there's multiple. There's a lot. But they are very convenient places to put things like military space station.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's attacking that, and as he's attacking, Lady Lady Un's shuttle
is leaving. She has somewhere to be,
and they're like, okay, but this is contested airspace in an active combat zone.
You're gonna be attacked. And
they're like, well, we're going either way.
Yeah. So then, her plane flies through a combat. But Wu Fei doesn't, like, try to kill her or anything.
No.
Damn Wu Fei. That solved a lot of problems.
Then one of the guys on the base makes a very Lady as in Dark Lady decision of, well, activate the special beam cannon. But sir, our men are in the firing path.
Yeah.
Who cares? We'll probably get the Gundam.
Yeah.
They get a chunk of the Gundam.
Mobile doll commander guy is not a great guy.
Oh yeah, Commander Nicole.
Yeah. But yeah, fire the giant beam. Because it doesn't seem to have any mechanism by which it is aimed.
No.
One presumes that it's not meant for this. It's meant for, like, hitting other orbital targets. Like, you just turn the entire station to shoot whatever to shoot the moon or whatever.
Yeah. Those lunar bastards.
But Wu Fei is floating in front of it, so fire it at him, I guess.
Along with all your other dudes who are
except the giant Death Star laser.
This isn't the first time we've done this.
Nope.
Nor will it be the last.
No.
And Wu Fei is incensed at the fact that they would do that.
He also dodges. It doesn't even get it.
He also dodges.
It doesn't even get it.
It does. It catches his arm.
Yeah,
he loses the dragon head arm.
That's true. He does, which is 2 of his attacks.
Now he only has the spear.
Right. Which
he'll use that, but we'll get to that. Because Lady interrupts the battle, like Relina style.
Yeah, it starts, like, talking to Wu Fei about, like you should be peaceful, and her mobile suit guys are like, can we kill him? And she's like, nah, I want peace for the colonies.
And they're like,
what are you talking about?
Lady Un, give us the order to kill this guy. And she's like, and she literally, with, like, this weird, like, almost zen aura around her, is like, I don't think I will.
There's an aura, there are sparkles.
It's very new typey.
It's very new typey. Which, given how this episode ends, like, man, if it's, they're clearly referencing original Gundam.
Yeah.
Like, they have to be. Right, both with this and, again, at the end, we'll get to it. But it's very new typey.
Yeah, this is very much the callback to Mobile Suit Gundam episode.
Yeah. But the long story short of it is he's disabled, and then, like, spears his own fuel tank to, like, jet himself away, which is kind of a clever trick.
Yeah, like, presumably he has some sort of, like, highly pressurized fuel.
Now why his opponents with their perfectly functional engines can't just chase him is unclear.
That would presumably go faster than his unpowered...
his unpowered, like, spurt away. But whatever.
It's not like it's
if he wants to get somewhere and not just spin off into the void of space, he presumably had to make some very advanced orbital calculations very quickly and then spear that tank exactly right.
And notably, I mean, there's also I guess it wouldn't propagate fast enough, but theoretically, if you hit that fuel with the proper energy source, you can just light a fire trail back to the engine and...
Yeah, I think he's less worried about that.
No.
I'd be more worried about, like, you better know where you're going and you better plan that trajectory.
It's Luffy. I'm sure he doesn't know where he's going.
Nutaku will take care of it. Ideally after ejecting him into the void.
Yeah, unfortunately, we could only be so lucky.
Yeah. Like, ideally Nutaku would just do what Ketra's mech did and just open the cockpit randomly.
Except then it would also unbuckle his seatbelt and then engage the ejector seat.
I'd just let the air out, it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's not wearing a spacesuit.
He's in space.
He's not wearing a spacesuit.
Yeah, just kill him. I have a similar complaint about R2-D2 in the Revenge of the Sith and why he doesn't just space Anakin.
Yeah.
R2-D2's not necessarily a good guy.
No.
Just goes along with whoever's closest.
Yeah, I mean, R2-D2 is amoral.
Yeah, one presumes. It's just I just want to be an astromech droid, man.
Man, I just want to fix things and occasionally zap other droids.
Like, I just want to plot hyperspace routes.
I just want to plot hyperspace routes and occasionally, like, weld shit.
I don't care how many younglings you're going to kill wherever you go. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah. Luffy escapes.
Yep. So,
we're back to the Gundam pilots being chased through...
Yeah. Through the space station.
Well, and notably, this is where the mobile dolls start shooting Leos.
They start shooting
their own Leos. And they're like...
And they're massacring
They're massacring them because, as we've seen, they're extremely effective against human pilots.
Yeah.
And there's a whole... Why are they shooting our own Leos? And like, oh, well,
one of the
pilots,
Leos was caught fleeing.
Yeah, one of the Leos... Like, the Gundam pilots tried to use a Leo to flee, so they designated the Leo as an enemy, and now they just think all Leos are enemies. Like, they have no ability to distinguish between that Leo and that Leo, so as soon as they decide one Leo is an enemy, all Leos are enemies. And
then one of the other guys goes, "Sir, we have a bigger problem." Yeah. They designated something else as an enemy, and they're like, "What is it?" And it scans and it shows security footage of Hiro Yui, probably...
Yeah, they've seen Hiro Yui in his spacesuit.
Shooting a handgun directly at them.
Yes.
Which designates the Oz standard
spacesuit as an enemy. And then just see the Leo turn to the command center and scan... Or the Taurus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn to the command center and scan them with its, like, Cylon eye. Right? It's just scan them and, like, as these guys have the realization, but we're in Oz standard spacesuits, and it kills them.
Yeah. It's dark comedy.
It's very funny. It's also very stupid. Who would design an AI?
This is like the most poorly
humanity
designed AI.
In the time of recording this podcast is still in very primitive development of military AI, but even we know not to make this fundamental mistake.
No, because we actually did, like, DARPA did a whole bunch of testing with target recognition.
Right, we've tested
AI.
exactly this, and it's really easy to not screw this up.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of have a functional version of this already with CWIS. It's why IFF is a thing.
Right. CWIS doesn't just shoot down all your planes. Like...
Yeah.
But yeah, it is why IFF is a thing. It's very dumb, but it's also like...
I guess this is the world where they didn't invent IFF?
Right, but also this is... I think we've seen them use IFF.
They have used IFF.
But whatever. But this is the like... I mean, this is technically a betrayal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is added to the betrayal counter.
Yeah.
But this is, like, mobile dolls are evil. Mobile dolls are the actual villain of this series.
Yeah.
And this is the first, like, bit of that, right? Mobile dolls are the actual bad guy.
Yeah.
Because they're just murderous death bots. Why did we build those?
And
Because
it's
we're stupid.
taking the human factor out of war.
Right, which is... Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure. The show certainly has a thesis.
It sure does.
And then we get Zex launching into space.
Yep.
Off of they mount the
Moonraker
Toggies.
style.
Yeah, they mount the Toggies onto a plane, right? And then the plane flies up, and then the Toggies launches off it, which I have to point out does not help you achieve orbit.
No.
Like, being higher is not what gets you to orbit.
No.
Going faster is what gets you to orbit. Achieving orbital speed has nothing to do with launching off that plane.
Presumably, the problem, and the reason they need the extra altitude isn't... It's probably some fuel limitation on the actual rocket thrusters.
But I'm saying that wouldn't help. The fuel required to get to orbital speed is the same, regardless of...
Oh. Well, I don't know. You're
it
the aerospace engineer, so I'll take your word for it.
This is a thing that doesn't help. This is a thing that we have looked at and it doesn't help. That's not how orbit works.
Everyone watched Moonraker and was like, could we?
Well, but crucially, in Moonraker, the shuttle doesn't go to orbit. It just kind of escapes and lands somewhere.
That's
right. True. Which is a totally reasonable thing to do.
Yeah.
Because
notably, in real life, we have launched rockets from the back of
you can
planes.
launch a rocket from the... It just doesn't help you go to orbit.
We launched a Minuteman from the back of a C-5.
Yeah. You can totally do this. It just doesn't help with the thing that Zex is trying to do currently. He might as well launch from the ground.
Yeah, it is...
It's a complicated explanation of how orbital mechanics work. Basically, orbit is based entirely on speed, and his rockets have to make him go just as fast, regardless of whether he launches from really high up or really low.
You're essentially, basically, trying to, like...
I guess... Maybe if he has some kind of... We don't really know how a Vernier engine works.
That's true.
Maybe if it's some kind of ramjet that has a minimum speed... Right, because again, getting into complicated how ramjets work, right? But basically they can't go below a certain speed because their actual forward velocity is what contributes to part of their air intake. Maybe if a Vernier engine has something like that going on, you need to be going a certain speed before you can turn it on. I don't know. It's dumb. Whatever. Looks cool though.
Yeah.
And then he waxes philosophical about how space rejects humans, which is correct. The hard vacuum of space is the harshest environment to ever exist. It does reject humans fundamentally.
You're dangerous bending my table.
You don't belong there. And then he also waxes philosophical about how Earth is dragging them back down. He gets so close to saying his soul is weighed down by gravity. He's
so close.
It really is the Bart Simpson say the line. Like he just doesn't quite say it, but that is what he says here. Mm-hmm. Is that our souls are weighed down by gravity.
And that is it for episode 18 and 19.
Yep.
We'll catch you again next week with episodes 20 and 21.
Sure.
Actually, I think one of those is a recap.
Probably due for a recap episode. Might be 20. That makes sense.
Might be 20. Yeah, so it might be 21 and 22. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Next episode on Mecha Rewatch. Catch you then. Peace.
See ya.